discussing my capstone project titled Investigating the Impact of Substance Use on ART Adherence and Viral Load Management among people living with HIV in New York City. I will begin with an overview of the project, then go into the introduction, project methods, results, discussion, and finally the conclusion. This study explores how substance use impacts adherence to antiretroviral therapy, ART adherence, and viral load management. Using data from the nonprofit Harlem United, the project analyzed substance use, mental health, and housing stability, along with ART adherence and viral load outcomes. Key findings reveal that substance use increases non-adherence and detectable viral load, while unstable housing and mental health challenges exuberate these issues. The study concludes that integrated care is critical to improving outcomes. ART adherence is a cornerstone of effective HIV management. It helps control viral loads, prevent disease progression, and improve long-term health. However, many barriers inhibit adherence, especially among urban populations. These include substance use, mental health challenges, and housing instability. Together, these factors create compounding barriers, especially for underserved communities in New York City. The aim of this study is to investigate how substance use severity impacts ART adherence and viral load among people living with HIV in New York City. This project used data from Harlem's United Case Management Database, which tracks key demographic, clinical, and behavioral data. Variables analyzed include substance use, mental health status, housing stability, ART adherence, and viral load detectability. Descriptive statistics were used to summarize the data and conducted paired t-tests to compare ART adherence and viral load between baseline and reassessment. Logistic regression was used to analyze how factors like substance use and housing influence adherence and viral load outcomes. The study sample included 225 participants with a mean age of 49.5 years, reflecting an older population living with HIV. The racial and ethnic background was predominantly Black or African American at 76%, followed by Hispanic Latinos at 12% and whites at 10%. Gender distribution showed that 67% of participants identified as male, while 30% identified as female and 3% chose not to disclose. Sexual orientation was another key variable. 56% identified as heterosexual, while 44% identified as LGBTQ. These demographics underscores the focus of Harlem United on serving marginalized and underserved populations, particularly those facing structural barriers to care such as housing instability and stigma. Adherence levels were self-reported by participants at both baseline and reassessment, providing valuable insight into ART adherence trends over time. At baseline, 76% of participants reported taking ART all the time, increasing to 82% by reassessment. This is a positive trend indicating improved adherence in the population study. Meanwhile, adherence reported as most of the time decreased from 19% to 12%, suggesting some participants shifted to higher adherence levels. For lower adherence categories, such as about half of the time or some of the time, the numbers remained stable or decreased slightly. For example, at baseline, 4% reported adherence at 50%, which remained the same at reassessment. Those reporting adherence at only 25% dropped from 1% to nearly zero. Substance use played a significant role in influencing adherence outcomes. Recent hard drug use during the study period was associated with a 4.6 times greater likelihood of detectable viral loads at reassessment. Increasingly, baseline substance use did not show as strong an impact, suggesting that ongoing or escalating drug drug use poses a more immediate threat to ART effectiveness. Mental health conditions were another critical factor affecting adherence. Depression was linked to a 71% reduction in adherence likelihood at reassessment, underscoring the importance of addressing mental health in HIV care. Housing stability also emerged as a strong predictor of better adherence. Participants in stable housing, such as permanent supporting living, showed consistently higher adherence rates compared to those facing homelessness or unstable living conditions. While these findings provide important insights, there are some limitations to this study. First, the reliance on self reported data may introduce biases. Participants might overstate their adherence levels due to social desirability bias or underreport substance use. The study findings are specific to New York City population served by Harlem United, which focuses on marginalized communities. This urban and resource-constrained context might limit the generability of the results to other geographic or demographic settings. Finally, the correlation nature of the study means causality cannot be firmly established. For example, while recent substance use is linked to poorer ART outcomes, the study cannot confirm whether substance use directly causes non adherence or if other underlying factors contribute to both issues. Based on these findings, there are several actionable recommendations to address the barriers to ART adherence and viral load management. Expanding access to medication assessed treatment or MAT is critical for individuals struggling with opioid use. MAT has been shown to significantly improve adherence by reducing cravings and stabilizing substance use behaviors. Also, providing stable housing supportive services can directly enhance adherence by reducing the competing survival priorities faced by individuals experiencing homelessness. Stigma reduction initiatives are essential as well. Many participants face dual stigma related to HIV status and substance use, which can prevent them from engaging fully with healthcare systems. Harm reduction programs and community based education efforts can address these stigmas while promoting care engagement. Lastly, integrated care models that address HIV treatment alongside mental health and substance use disorders should be prioritized. These models ensure a more holistic approach to the complex needs of this population. To conclude, this study found that substance use, particularly recent hard drug use, reduces ART adherence and increases viral load detectability. Mental health challenges and housing instability further compound these barriers. Integrated care models addressing substance use, mental health, and housing, along with policies prioritizing MAT access and stigma reduction, are crucial for improving ART outcomes. Further research should focus on validating adherence through biomarkers, expanding to diverse populations, and developing interventions targeting recent substance use for better long-term outcomes. This concludes my presentation. Please feel free to leave any questions in the comment section or reach out using the provided contact information. Thank you for your time and attention.